Hey everyone! I am here today, kind of unexpectedly, to share with you a wig that I got on loan from my friend Cynthia from Faux Hair Don't Care. So Cynthia just recently put up a review of this Norah in the color Bamboo, and I have been super curious about Norah, and so she offered to send her to me so I could just check her out. And if I like her, I purchased from her. But I am not going to be buying from her, and I'll tell you why, but I wanted to share this piece with you so that you can see Norah in this color on me, and then you can go over and check out Cynthia's video if you haven't already to see what this exact wig looks like on her. So this Norah she purchased from a wig sister, and I believe she said that about potentially an inch or so has been cut off the ends. So she's not quite as long as she would be normally, which quite frankly, I love this length. So that little trim she got is perfect because given my head, my length down to my neck and all of those things, it keeps her just above shoulder level. She just ever so slightly grazes my shoulders, which is really a good length for keeping the fibers off of the clothing. So I like that a lot. I do really like the density of this piece. Norah is just kind of the perfect amount of hair, not too much, not too fine or light density, so that you don't feel like you're worried about coverage issues. And these curls, this is kind of my favorite style in a mid-length, almost shoulder length. This kind of just nice tousled wave that isn't, too perfect, but not so unorganized and messy that you look like you need to comb your hair. So I really like that about this. The color Bamboo is a very kind of neutral color. To my eye, it's just a little ashy, not super ashy. I really think it's kind of neutral, and it's not rooted. So I believe that there is a Bamboo that's rooted. And if this would have been the rooted version, I might have been a lot more tempted to buy her, because I really do think this color is pretty. I just need a little bit more of that brunette contrast. I really need rooting. And that's my own personal opinion. I don't think it looks terrible on me. I'm just more comfortable in a rooted color, mainly because I'm a brunette. And so when I stray too far away from that, it's just kind of out of my comfort zone. But let me just show you this monofilament. It's not, it's a mono part, but the parting is so good. It's so natural looking. And then the lace front is excellent. I do have a wig cap on underneath, but I think I pulled it back far enough so you can't see it. I don't normally wear wig caps, but since this is Cynthia's wig, I thought I would just put a wig cap on just out of respect for her piece. What do you guys think of the curls? I just love these curls. I think it's really darling. The one little kind of minor nitpicky thing I have is it's really straight right here, even though there's a lot of curls. I don't know if that's because she is a used piece, that, she's not brand new. Maybe that curl fell out. You can see she tucks so well there, and it's possible that the person who had her tucked her often, and that, over time, that can cause curls to fall out. There's something called cold crimping that can happen to synthetic fibers. If they're kept in a similar place for a long time, it can take on the shape of that place. So in a box, if they live in a box for a really long time and there's fibers that were put in there all wonky, tucking, I think, can also cause fibers to lose a little bit of their curl. That happened with my girl Mono, the first one that I ever had. I always tucked this side, and over time that side just sort of lost its curl. You can easily put curl back into a synthetic wig using steam, so it's not something to be concerned about. And quite frankly, I probably would tuck her like this. I love the way that this looks with the two ends there tucked in. That's just one of my favorite looks. I really, really like that. One thing I like about these fibers, and I have another Tony of Beverly wig. I actually have Isla, and I really love Isla. So this Norah, I think the fibers are somewhat similar, that they're a little bit of a lighter denier, a little finer, a little bit more realistic. They're not heavy or coarse. They are on the drier side, and so is my Isla. And so, you know, that gives it some more realism, but it also can give it the appearance of flyaways. Do you see that? Just a few. You know, if you have a curly wig that is not kind of a light, wispy, fine denier, you tend to have less flyaways. I'm thinking of my Attitude by Renee of Paris is a heat-friendly fiber that has these just unbelievable spiral curls. That one doesn't really get flyaways because those fibers are so different. But this to me is really natural. If this were bio hair and it were curly like this, or you would have put curls into it, you would see those flyaways. You would see, you know, curls aren't perfect all over. So this, I honestly think for realism, this one is just perfect. It looks just like bio hair. The rooting, lack of rooting really gives this a natural appearance. The lace front is perfect. I just think for someone who's super worried about people knowing you're wearing a wig, this piece is perfect, 100% perfect. So let's talk a little bit about the cap. It's weird having a wig cap on. I never wear wig caps. But you get them sent to you sometimes in purchases. So I have a bunch of them. I just don't wear them. So you can see there's the lace front, and it's been trimmed because it's got a bit of a scalloped edge. And Tony of Beverly doesn't do scalloped edges on their lace front, so it's been trimmed a little bit. And then there is that mono part. It's just wefted throughout. It has, you know, the velvet ear tabs. It does have an extended nape with Velcro adjusters that have been pulled in a little. She fit me really snug, really, really comfortably and snug. So Tony of Beverly wig caps tend to run good. They're average. I think average large can sometimes wear Tony of Beverly really comfortably. And the fact that this has been cinched in and it's comfortable on me means that it's running a little large. I'm 22-inch circumference, so I am an average circumference, and this needed to be cinched in a little bit. So if you're a 23-inch circumference, this is gonna fit you just fine. I think even a little bit bigger than 23 inches, no problem. So Norah does have permatease. There's no visible permatease on the cap. Just a quick kind of look at the curl pattern off my head. It's just a relaxed wave. It's just perfect. So perfect. So she does have permatease. She has both kind of the crimpy permatease in the back. Can you see sort of those crimpy fibers back there? I'm trying to see. There we go. Ooh, it actually focused. So it's got that permatease, and then up near the monofilament, she also has permatease. None of it is visible unless you go looking for it. But if you're looking for a style with zero permatease, this one has it. So keep that in mind. It does give her body. I can feel the permatease. It's kind of poofy in here. So it does give Norah a measure of body that I think, again, I've said this in other videos, I really think permatease is needed for certain styles. One of those styles, in my opinion, are ones that have these kind of waves where it's full right in here. Without permatease up there, you're gonna get a real discrepancy isn't the word I'm looking for, but there's gonna be that difference between super flat and then poofy. And that's it's not a flattering look for a lot of people. So I would say if I would have gotten Norah early on in my wig wearing, back when permatease bothered me a lot, because this is a lighter density hair, it's not light density, it's medium, but it's not heavy density. And because the fibers are lighter, I think I would have been okay with it. I think initially out of the box, I would have thought, oh my gosh. But this I would have been able to wear pretty quickly. I would say, I have Radiant Beauty by Gabor. It was one of the first wigs that I got. And Radiant Beauty at first was too much hair for me and I had to thin her. But I think one of the biggest challenges I had was that she's a lot longer, much curlier. And so that was what I struggled with more than the hair density or even any kind of poof. And so for this one, being a little shorter, not quite as curly, you know, that's all going to factor into how comfortable you are early on in your wig wearing journey. So this has just been a quick look at Norah. I'm going to send her back to Cynthia, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity, not just to see Norah because I've been looking at her for so long, but this color because, you know, you never know with color, and every place kind of describes color a little differently. And this bamboo I've seen been described sort of like a light brown. I would say it's just really neutral, kind of a light brown, dark blonde. I just really need that rooting or some kind of brunette contrast to feel comfortable. So let me know if you have questions. Go check out Cynthia's video on this exact piece and I will make sure to link it in the description below. Have a good one, you guys.